healthy products for your well-being, high-quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low-cost supermarket, Sun and Main Road, Cunupia.
Muhammad Luqman Abdul Latif. Muhammad Luqman Abdul Latif is a Guidance Council member of the Ahlul Bayt Islamic Association of TNT, AIATT, and the former Amir of Imam-e-Zamana Mission, IZM, one of its constituents for over 20 years. Haji Luqman embraced Islam in October 1973, a gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his 21st birthday. He holds a certificate in Islamic Studies, Special Islamic Courses from the Islamic Choral Society, Tripoli, Guyana Islamic Trust. Between 1980 and 1984, he was a member of the Leadership Councils of the Islamic Trust, TNT, and the Association of Islamic Communities of the Caribbean and Latin America, AICCLA. Muhammad Luqman Abdul Latif holds a BSc in Civil Engineering and an MSc in Construction Engineering and Management with distinction from the University of the West Indies. His professional experience includes part-time lecturer, Diploma in Civil Engineering, 2018 to 2020, University of Trinidad and Tobago. Building Sector Specialist, Program Monitoring and Coordinating Unit, IDB Unit, 2004 to 2016, Ministry of Housing. Research Assistant, Undergrad and PhD, 2004, University of the West Indies. Residential Project Management, Private, 1992 to present. Head, Department of Building and Civil Engineering, 1992 to 2003, John Donaldson Technical Institute. Civil Engineer 1, Department of Surveying and Construction, 1981 to 1992, John Donaldson Technical Institute. Engineer 1, 1979 to 1980, Lee Young and Partners Consulting Engineers. Muhammad Luqman Abdul Latif is a registered member with the Board of Engineering of Trinidad and Tobago.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to Islam Chose Me right here on the Islamic Broadcast Network, IBN Channel 8. Remember, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and on TegoTV.com. But on YouTube, you're looking for IBN Master on YouTube. I'm your host, Brother Mtima Solwazi, the activist educator. And each week, we will share the powerful journeys of our brothers and sisters who have embraced Islam. Their stories of discovery, struggle, and transformation remind us of the truth that Allah guides whom He wills in ways that inspire us all. So from the introduction, you don't know already who is our guest today. And it's a real privilege and honor to have with us our dear brother, Haji Luqman Abdul Latif. Luqman Abdul Latif, oh God.
Yeah, mashallah.
Well, I call him Muhammad Abdul Latif, you know.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yes, so assalamu alaikum. Welcome to IBN.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah, and thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Yes.
Yeah,
And as we saw in the intro, now you were one of the early ones.
Yes.
With the Emancipation through Islam back in 2022.
2022, yes.
Yeah. You were one of the first awardees for Islamic leadership and Tekvok education.
Yes.
Right? So tell us about, I'd like to ask all the guests about that experience, being honored amongst, or honored by the Muslim community and amongst the Muslim community. How was that experience back in 20, can you remember? So far?
Yeah. Well, 2022 is not that far back. It's only 4 years, but Alhamdulillah, it was, I have to say it was amazing. It was really awesome to receive such an honor. And I was grateful that Muslims embarked on that path of honoring some of the members, some posthumously inevitably, but some of the others who were still alive, and while they're still alive and kicking, to be honored and get some recognition for their efforts. Usually as Muslim, you find we would tend to be humble and not look forward to anything of that nature. But there is the aspect of being examples.
Of course.
Our dua is make us examples for those who are God-fearing, and when people hear of your journey, and it can be a source of inspiration for them to.
Of course, listen.
Tread that path.
And you all did the work, right?
Yeah.
And that is why we have that in 3 categories. The Hall of Fame, right? So if you remember, for the Hall of Fame, we honored Yusuf Mitchell.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes, Brother Yusuf.
Brother Yusuf, Brother Mitch.
Brother Mitch, yes.
Right? And that same year, we even went further, where we looked at Muhammad Yunus Bath.
Yunus Bath, yes.
Right? And nobody cannot deny the contributions made by at least those 2 at that time,
Yes.
who we honored in 2022. Right? Because they were the Hall of Famers.
Yes.
Right? And you all were honored for lifetime achievers.
Yes.
Lifetime,
Yeah.
So,
it's
prove
a humbling experience.
Yet, and to prove this lifetime, let's go straight into it. Tell us, what year did you embrace Islam, Brother Lukman?
I became a Muslim in 1973.
I was born in 1972.
Subhanallah. So
You understand?
Yes, I'm a half century in Islam. Mashallah.
When we say lifetime, that's what we mean.
Yes, 50 years.
Yeah, and you all, like when I hear stories like from my uncle and thing, he's not a Muslim, but you talk about, the struggles and the activism back in the 70s and thing. When mid-60s, 70s, I born 72. I used to say, boy, I vex I born in 72. I should have born the time when all that was wrong. Because I always say that era was a real interesting era in terms of activism, in terms of education, in terms of culture. You all did everything and you all laid that foundation for us. Yeah.
Yes, it was a real experience. It was a gift to be born in that era. People who were born in that era, they always talk of like that. It's a gift.
I just refer that as the golden era.
Yeah, it was a gift. Yeah.
So tell us about that golden era. You say you embraced Islam in
73,
1973 October. So tell us about. Let's go back to like where you grew up. Where you originally from.
Okay. Well, that is a long story, but I was born in Arima, basically.
Where Arima, man?
No, I was born in Arima, but
oh God!
At 2 years old, 2 years old, my dad, he was in the West India Regiment, and they gave him this job in Princestown. So we migrated to Princestown. So from 2 years old to 14 years, I was in Princestown, and he was the manager of what they call the marketing board. But we really, central marketing agency, it evolved to become where you sell like feeds and, things to support farmers and marketing produce and so on. So at 14 now, we moved to San Fernando. And by that time, I had passed for Presentation College. And so I was there in San Fernando from 14 and went through A-levels in presentation. And I was one of the recipients of the first AMOCO scholarships in the country
Okay.
for mechanical engineering, and there was two, one for petroleum and one for mechanical. So I got the one for mechanical, and that was the way I got to UV because, my dad, we didn't have the means for me to get to university unless I got a scholarship. So I was looking for, for either a government scholarship or, this one came up, so I was lucky to get that. And then I went to university, and 1971, supposed to 74, I was supposed to be out of university. But you hear what happened in 73.
Yeah, okay.
So, these were times of movement, So, we were all, as youths, from 70, it spurred a whole transformation.
Yeah.
So you're there in these rallies, and, you had these tall poets like Abdul Malik, and and then you had the Malcolm X speeches and things coming out of the boxes, was DJ boxes now.
Yeah.
In them times was speeches of Malcolm X coming out, and all of these things are creating a consciousness, against the what we call the system, what we call it the man.
Yeah.
So it's this kind of anti, you want to be against this, the establishment basically.
Yeah.
And so it's just that whole kind of revolting against the establishment. And within that scenario, you're trying to do academics. And the academics could, it wasn't a problem. In the first year, breezed through. Second year, I got stopped. I was stopped by mechanical because I had no feel for mechanical things. And my dad, he didn't even have a old car self. So I never really dig up into mechanical stuff. Okay. And eventually, because of Islam and, I just diverted and focused on being a Muslim. I adopted Islam in 1973.
But how would that happen? How would that happen?
Well,
because
if you know, well, engineering is like you got to be on the ball with it.
Right.
And Islam, when you got infused with Islam, we were very full of energy in this accepting Islam, full of energy.
No, but
And
what
diversion.
No, but what brought that introduction? Where you saw?
Oh, you mean when you become Muslim? Well,
where you saw
okay.
that because
All right.
you say it was
I can explain that. Yeah,
right.
I was it was on the grounds as a scholarship when I was living in Canada Hall on the campus at university.
Ah, you was in that hall.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was in C Hall.
In famous Canada Hall.
Well, it was famous, yeah. The JA guys, the Jamaican guys, and Trini guys, and so there was this block, well, we call a block in that time, and this block was a real radical block. I mean, all people come from up the hills, because you had NUFF in that time. It was after 70.
Yeah.
So so they come down, they take a smoke, they go back up, and so it's an environment in which you had all sorts of things going on. But within that environment, I used to notice one particular guy senior to me, a little senior, a little older, but his arguments were always solid and strong. And this was a Muslim. And then his name was Bilal Abdullah, by the way. And then
Bilal?
That's right. And
Okay.
then one day I strayed into the room of the brother there was a common room.
Right.
So I strayed into the room of this brother, this student. His name was Ram Sami, he's a Guyana student. And I saw in his book a little book. It was green cover, and I took up the book and I'm reading this book, and it's saying, this person is talking to revolutionary students. And I find I'm fancying myself as a revolutionary student. And he's talking to revolutionary students, and he's telling them that they must read the Quran, Quran. I say, but it sounds so mystical and so, I say, wow, this is deep. I had to hear more about this. And I went to Bilal. He was standing up outside the common room. I asked him about. He said, "Yes, this is our scripture, the Quran." So I was curious because even though I was grew up, my mom was Catholic, my father was Anglican.
God, good to ask you how,
I grew up in basically going to the Catholic church because my dad was Anglican, but he wasn't so much into church going. But my mom was the one. Every Sunday you got to go. My brothers were acolytes and all these things.
Okay.
And presentation is you have retreat, you have this, you have that. So it's very profound. But then in 1 year after A-level, the last sermon I attended, this priest, it was on Harris Promenade in San Fran. He slammed down on the pulpit and he said, no more 5 cents and cent and penny collection, must be 10 cents up. And that just blew my mind. And that was the last sermon I attended.
Shucks.
Sorry, that was the last sermon I attended. I started my search. And you start going through, you go through yoga, socialism, black nationalism, everything. You're reading everything that comes to you. And then this guy tells me, the Quran. So I said, well, what does the Quran say about Jesus Christ? He said, well, he ain't dead yet. Well, he blew my mind by just telling me that Jesus Christ ain't dead yet. He didn't die on a cross. We don't believe he died on a cross, and we believe he's coming back. Wow. He blew my mind with that statement. And he told me where I could get books. Go down to Mokrapa Road, and I headed down there. That was October 1973. And for days they didn't see me.
So down to
the Islamic Missionaries Guild, it had one person down there. His name was Muhammad Yusuf.
There was
tall, powerful guy. Just Fedayeen, this Palestinian style. The overall, black and white. Black and white or red and white. Yeah, the black and white one. And he's talking Arabic and man, all these things just blowing my mind. So he gave me books towards understanding Islam, Islam religion, the future,
and just,
this religion of Islam.
Just to the benefit of the viewers and listeners,
so
that is where Jamaat al-Muslimin is now.
That's where they are now,
but
that was the home ground in those days.
For Islamic Missionary Guilds.
The Islamic Missionaries Guild, that was the place where, to be honest, African brothers who embraced Islam would go and feel more homely. We call it the home ground because,
I've always been hearing.
You felt a sense of, a lot of the elder brothers, Brother Omar Asing, all these brothers.
I heard,
Yusuf Mitchell. These stalwarts were all there. M.K. Hussein was a key man down there as well. Yeah, that was the base, man. We call it the base. So, but, the guild went through some different changes because of, they had this thing with the Asja, denying them. The guild was supposed to be, a University of Islam in the West was supposed to be established there, but the funds got frozen through some legal action by the Anjuman Sunnatul Jamaat. That created a whole scenario, and it had blocked the funds, and then it just ended up, the guild just ended up existing on the shed kind of structure that it had there. But they used to bring in scholars,
I was seeing all of that.
Yeah, that's why I first, encountered some of the scholars. Sheikh Shakir was the...
That name always coming up to,
He was the alim who was there. He had studied in Egypt, and he's the one who gave me Shahada. After reading some of these books and things, and I had decided long time, well, that is it, I'm gone. But afterwards, I went down, and Sheikh Shakir is the man who gave me Shahada.
So you went down there, people didn't see for a while. She was staying down there on the...
No, when I said people didn't see me for a while, they didn't see me on the block for a while.
Oh, okay.
And when I come back, my eyes are white. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's Ramadan. It was during a Ramadan.
When I embraced Islam?
I became a Muslim. It was Ramadan in that year of 1973. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, that was deep, and the journey started, man. I mean, it was, but we were full of energy, man. We wanted to convert the whole UE, everything,
And so how did your parents accept that, or
that my parents were South-based. You have to understand, traditional. My mother's Catholic, and she embraced this charismatic movement and this and but I also was reading on my side, and I read out the whole Bible, New Testament, all these things, and I studied things that I could, try to convert them as well, to introduce them to Islam as well. But they never adopted the path like that, and there was some kind of clash because they were disappointed that I left their traditional religion of Christianity and became a Muslim. And I remember being moving from in the house to under the house, and, doing my yoga, stand up on my head and things, and just chilling, and enjoying the ambiance of this new faith. It was so, the energy you get when you come Islam, it was so amazing, So, but that was where the journey started. And that group of guys on the campus, we became a movement called Darul Islam Tabligh Jamaat West Indies.
Okay.
Amazing name, eh? Darul Islam came from Brother Yusuf, Muhammad Yusuf, experience with Darul Islam in Canada. He didn't have experience with them physically, but we used to have a lot of information exchange and so on through Darul Islam. And then Tabligh Jamaat came because we were thirsty. Anybody who came with, I remember going to Brother Pasha, Said Hussein Pasha.
There's animals calling too.
Yes, the first encounter I had with him in the khutbah in Tunapuna Masjid, in back street. Yeah. And Pasha was fiery, man. And that experience, we used to go on Tabligh, because Tabligh, you would go from mosque to mosque, inviting people to Islam. And, man, we could tell you what was the 6 points. They used to have a red book. And 6 points of Islamic Tabligh, and they have a bayan, and, we go through all those motions. As a matter of fact, one of those motions is one of the brothers who went on the Tabligh is what, created a change within the Darul Islam, because he came back eyes wide, and he criticized the leadership, Muhammad Yusuf. Severely criticized him. He's leading brothers wrong a wrong path, and he wants to change and this and that and that. And that was for me, that was the stop. I ended that interaction with what causes the redness of the eyes. Yeah. I stood on the gill there and I said, Allah, you have to help me with this, and never happened again. But Alhamdulillah, that experience was amazing, and we stayed on the gill. I was living on the gill with Muhammad Yusuf. I had, because it was after 74, scholarship was ended, and I was looking to go back to UWI to do civil, which I found more harmonious with.
Yeah, because you're saying earlier that you got stuck with the mechanical.
Yeah, I got stuck because my mechanics and machines and subjects like that, if you can appreciate cams and gears and shafts and these things, you kind of you got to be in the game to appreciate
so
the physical reality of it.
What you did at the end of the scholarship?
Well, we won the guild, right?
So you did not continue with mechanical?
No, I was withdrawn from the university.
Oh.
1974. But then I taught Southeast, Port of Spain, 1975. I taught Port of Southeast maths from 1 to 5 for a while. One of the guys met me about 10 years ago. He said, Mr. Latif, you remember when you taught us in Southeast Port of Spain and you tried to make the whole school a mosque? He was telling me about how I want to make them take off their shoes off.
Take off the class.
I mean, we were fanatic, man. We had a guy who, there was one of these guys, man. He Allah have mercy on him. Yeah, they would walk with a stick, and the dog was a non grata,
Yeah, bro. Yep.
That is Darul Islam, man.
Beat that dog with a stick, yeah.
You drive in the car, and you're driving the car normal, and the dog crosses in front of you, say, look at the dog, kill him. It's kind of crazy, but the guys were overzealous about certain things. But that was a base. That was the origin of Islam in Grenada and Dominica. As a matter of fact, Dominica is where I went in 1975, and that we used to have a relationship with the guild, Mr. Nasir Khan. He used to help. He had a travel agency. He used to help with sponsoring brothers to go and do tabligh in the Caribbean. All these are origins of Islam in the Caribbean. Yeah. So I went to Dominica for a whole Ramadan, and that was 75. And I remember, you know, they had no sisters, and no sisters, only brothers. But while I was there, you know, they brought in 1 or 2 sisters to give me dawah and thing, and you know, I was involved in that because maybe I knew a little more from the classes. I used to go classes by a brother named Abdul Khalik, who was he had gone to Pakistan for some time and used to come back and teach the Arabic on the stage there. You know, there was a stage like in the old Jama Masjid. It was a stage like, yeah, man. And Abdul Khalik used to be belting out the Arabic, so I learned it pretty well through him. And then, you know, when I go to Dominica, you know, 1 or 2 sisters embrace Islam. You know, that's how it is. And that was my first marriage was to a sister from there. Yep.
Okay. But you
Caribbean man, a true Caribbean man, you know.
I was studying where this conversation going.
True Caribbean man, yeah. So Dominica, Grenada, Barbados, all of these are countries that, you know, you touch. You go Grenada sometime, you go, you know, funds to go by plane, you go by boat.
I was hearing about
rough
reading that boat talk. I was hearing about that boat talk.
Rough ride.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Sometimes you know, water splashy and things. Yeah, but those were real dynamic kind of experiences in those days, man. I mean, and the brotherhood was tight, you know.
Well, I know, Grand ask you, because
different
from the conversation I heard over the years,
Yeah.
I know most of you all, and I realize you all still have that connection,
the
that
brotherhood
respect,
was
and
tight.
you know,
Yeah, mashallah, yeah. It was nice. A
love
nice
for each other, no?
Yeah.
Up to today. But
you
those
know,
who are alive, you know.
But organizationally, things evolved, you know, because it was around 77. From Darul Islam, we had a good relationship with the Islamic Trust, and they would bring different scholars and so on. So they invited. I think the Islamic Trust invited Muzaffaruddin Hamid because Trinidad was strongly influenced by anything happening in America or the U.S. I should say in North America, I should say U.S. or Canada, because Canada and U.S. same connection. So they invited Muzaffaruddin Hamid as Amir of the Islamic Party of North America, and he came to Trinidad. And that was around 77, and so it was an intervention to try and bring the trust and the Darul Islam
together,
right? What it did was that it demolished Darul Islam, and it took away probably most of the returnees to Islam from the Islamic Trust, gravitated towards most of them, not all, but yeah, towards the Islamic Party, because they found that invitation, you know, they gravitated towards that strong kind of leadership, and that, you know, and it was really a remarkable
they were based
experience for them.
On 123
Eastern Main Road, 123 Eastern Main Road.
Yeah, I always hear Chrissy talk about that.
Yeah, 123 Eastern.
Every time I drive up or drive down the Eastern Main Road, I always looking for 123.
123.
And when I see it, I just
a 3-story
for
building.
some strange reason, I have no connection to it other than your experience.
Yeah. Well, I never joined the Islamic Party, but you know, I have maintained good relations with the brothers, and over the years, and I had a different experience.
But the sign's still there, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, still there, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. My experience was a bit different, but we all of us had that same Caribbean kind of flavor. Yeah. Because the Islamic Party, they operated in Dominica and Grenada, Barbados, you know, just like us. And we in the Islamic Trust, we had a relationship that evolved to what was known as the Association of Islamic Communities of the Caribbean and Latin America. That was ICLA.
From Trust?
From the Islamic Trust, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that evolved to, you know, that relationship with brothers, you know, in different countries, you know, and representation and so on. But one of the main things that was done by this Caribbean network on our side was the establishment of the Special Islamic Course. It started in 1980-81. It was meant to train duat, or brothers who can, you know, call to Islam. Okay. Yeah. And it was a really intense program. And, you know, for many of us, it was the best year of our lives. You know, it was really, really remarkable, man. Because, you know, you're merging with brothers from almost every country, man, you know. We had brothers from Belize, Jamaica, you know,
And where the training was taking
Bahamas.
place?
That was in Guyana.
Also
Good,
good.
good place for it because, you know, no distraction. You know, Trinidad had plenty of distractions.
Yeah.
Guyana was more, you know, and it was a pretty intense time. When we went 80, 81, that year is the year they took out Dr. Walter Rodney in Guyana.
Okay.
It was intense. I mean, the place got tense because, you know, they were expecting a backlash. Yeah, you know, he was a deep guy, man, a deep scholar, man, that grounding with my brothers, and he was one of them who really had us, you know, in the 70s, you know, on
Yeah.
edge, you know.
You know, so as I was saying that, somebody had posted something on Facebook. I can't remember when I saw it was last week or what. And they asked that question, what is the difference between the youth now
Yeah,
and when you all were youth?
yeah,
And my response to that question was, the youth now are influencers when you all were activists.
yeah,
Two total different things. You know? Because, and what we seeing emerging all over social media as influencers is very scary, you know.
yeah.
You know, and I'm not attacking them, I don't want them to attack me, but nonetheless.
You're leading without the capacity to lead because
And no substance.
You know, yeah, you know the capacity. The thing is, we had good leaders. You know, when we went on that course, man, you know, we had brother Ahmad Ehwas, you know, a brother from Libya. He was more or less the main motivator for that course. You know, he mobilized the funding, he mobilized you know a lot, and he was one of the teachers. Yeah, a very profound teacher, you know, in the tafsir and, you know, the Islamic ideology and thing. And Brother Dawood Abdul Haq, who is now, you know, he's in the U.S. now.
Yeah,
Imam in the U.S.
Yeah.
Long-standing Imam, yeah. He was one of our teachers, and Raouf Zaman. These guys, it was very profound. And the courses that we did were very strong, oriented programs towards, you know, being able to establish Islamic movement in the Caribbean. I think it led towards that conclusion.
And that I think
Yeah.
is the core.
There's a real different kind of experience.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
The Islamic Party seemed to have a parallel type of thing that they had going because they were also an Islamic movement. You see, these guys, they were trained, more or less, they were members of Ikhwan al-Muslimin, I believe, or had experience through Ikhwan al-Muslimin.
Yeah.
And that training, when you check like Sayyid Qutb, Hassan al-Banna, these guys, you know, these training.
Calling some names that
These are the powerhouses that molded us. You know, so it was a different mold, and you were activists. You wanted to bring about, to transform the society. You wanted to, you know, to bring about change. The guys in Dominica, when they went Dominica, they were doing a newspaper called the Drum, and the Prime Minister there felt so you know, threatened that she shut it down and she blocked all immigration. I had married a sister who was from Dominica. Remember, I just told you that, right? I went there to visit my mother-in-law. They were waiting for me outside in immigration, and I am there, come down in the plane, and I'm not in the Islamic Party, but I'm affected by the Islamic Party. So, Muhammad Lukman Abdul Latif, you can't come in here. That time the immigration was in the police station. So I say, boss, I'm coming to my in-law. Look, they're right outside. You know, let me just give them the bag at least. He said, no. You have to go back on the plane. Liat asks, who is going to pay for this? his ticket doesn't allow him to go to Antigua. They say, they have no answer for him. He cannot come in here. That's how threatened they felt about the Islamic Party in North America at that time. I could not go on, I couldn't even cross the line to go and give my family a bag that I had brought from Trinidad. It was deep.
No, but Lukman, now I was to tell you before we start, TV time is not.
Oh, yes.
Not
Sorry.
It's flying so fast, real fast. Yeah.
I understand how that is.
Yeah, so we're going to take a short break because we have some
Cool.
bills to pay.
Yep.
But I really enjoying this conversation because, you know, is things that I've been hearing from the elders.
Yes.
And, you know, and I like how you're giving that map as to how things were back then.
How it
So,
evolved, yes.
yeah, boy. So viewers, I know all excited, but let me take a short break. Inshallah, when we come back, we're going straight back to Brother Lukman to share his story. Assalamu alaikum.
When the moment comes to honor a loved one, compassion, dignity, and faith matter most. Come to Shyams Islamic Funeral Services Limited. We provide trusted Islamic funeral and burial services, grounded in tradition and handled with care. From ghusl and shrouding to transportation, janaza coordination, burial arrangements, and special international repatriation services of your loved ones. With professionalism, with respect, with heart. Shyams Islamic Funeral Services Limited, serving our community with honor.
Fruitopia, the drink that rocks your lunchtime. Fruitopia, Fruitopia, it's a drink that's hype. The citrus punch, fruit punch tastes nice. Guava, pineapple, that give me a vibe. We don't want nothing less compared to the rest. Fruitopia the best. Punch any thirst when it comes to the test. Perfect thing for my lunch. Flavors pack a punch. Fruitopia, Fruitopia, it's a drink that's hype. The citrus punch, fruit punch tastes nice. Fruitopia, the drink that rocks your lunchtime.
Try our new passion fruit flavor today. Taste the passion.
Construction Services and Supplies Limited has built a reputation over the years on reliability, honesty, and pride, with a qualified and experienced workforce to oversee all projects, commercial, industrial, and institutional. We deliver the highest quality designs, build and remodel equipped for the pulse of construction needs. Construction Services and Supplies Limited, 1324 Southern Main Road in Rapo, 648-8882. That number again, 648-8882. Construction Services and Supplies Limited. We are proud to partner with you.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back, viewers, to Islam Choose Me with your host, Brother Mtima Solwazi, and we have our guest, Brother Lukman Abdul Latif. Now, watch me. I think, as I always say, we need more time. For you, there should be a 2-hour show, or part 1 and part 2.
Probably.
Because, yeah, it's a lot.
There's plenty stuff.
Yeah,
plenty stuff.
because I want us to, I know before the break was talking about, that whole Caribbean unity, right?
Yeah,
but I want, because I know in terms of your profession, you was an engineer.
Yes.
But you're telling me that, you get stopped with mechanical engineer, you come out of UE, you start to teach maths in Southeast, you try to convert the school into a mosque. How you end up now becoming an engineer?
Yes. Well, what happened was that after teaching in Southeast, you don't any guild, just with brothers down there, we try all kind of thing. I try in agriculture, and I try to interfere with everybody's business. So I was trying, mining coal, mining sheep, and I do not know about these things. So failure, trying to plant corn, and they're waterlogged.
Yeah.
So but the experience went on to where I decided to try to get back into UE, and I was accepted to do civil because they have common subjects in the second year. So I had passed certain subjects in the second year mechanical that were transferable. And
Yes.
So I could, so I just had to do the other subjects. Well, I had to do over the whole of second year civil. So I did it, and I passed it in 1970.
So you pay away now?
Yeah, well, and the difference when you're paying your way, and you remember I married in 75, so you're talking about
family.
Having a small family, because just the wife and she had a daughter, so wife and a stepdaughter, and but I mean, I paid that way. That was amazing. That was the next experience, because I was selling incense and oils and things on a table, and I have books on the side to give down. That's it, and we struggled through, and eventually I passed in 1979. Yeah, so 78, I got through second year, and 79 I graduated in civil engineering. Yeah, I started working at Leon and Partners. We just worked for like about a few months. From June till about February. So the guy, I was working under a senior engineer. he was telling me, listen, the experience you're going to get here, the experience you're getting, because I was doing contract documents, he was doing the TTAC, but people may not even know the name TTAC, was Trinidad and Tobago Airways Corporation, in brackets, BWIE.
Okay.
Yeah. Airport Improvement Works, that was the project Leon and partners had, and I was working on that, and I was doing contract documents, kind of cut and paste kind of operation, we didn't have. So this guy, the Jamaican engineer, senior engineer, is telling me, listen, you don't get this kind of, some engineers have to wait 10 years to work on contract documents. You sure you want to leave this? I say, I am leaving this. I have to get to this course to be, with these teachers, because I was so enthused about going with Sheikh Ahmad and Brother Dawood Haq, and so I asked for leave from the job. I take a leave and I'm going 1 year.
To do dawa?
No, to do the course, the 1 year course. The 1 year course of Islamic study I was telling you about.
Yes.
Then that's when I left engineering to go and do that. I left working engineering, consultant engineers, I left to go and do that.
Were you easy?
14 months. Yeah. And when I came back now.
That's in Guyana?
That's in Guyana. So when I come back from that course, the engineer is asking me, you want to come back? What do you want to do, So I was thinking about it, and but I was a teacher before, so I was familiar with teaching and how the year is structured. You get time for dawah.
I love it.
So I ventured down to John.
Listen to me. Oh my God. Trinidad and Tobago, as my boy does say, nation. Yeah. People has approach that teaching profession because they look at vacation, right? Yeah. My boy approaching the teaching profession because he said, you have time for dawah. So Easter time is for dawah, July, August is for dawah, and Christmas time.
Well, actually, you get more, as a teacher, you get more time that you could participate in the dawah activities.
Yes,
go ahead. So alhamdulillah, that was 19, that was 80, 81, that was 81. So from there, I was involved with the dawah, and I left off the practical engineering. And I ended up in Johnny for 23 years, and
from the 80s.
From 1981, 1980 actually, 81.
Because everybody knew you was a Johnny man,
Yeah. 23 years, 2003,
You didn't talk about Johnny, talk about Brother Lukman.
Yeah. And we had a special project there where we took Johnny to the next level from the in TechVoc education, from the normal NEC, because that was the examining body.
Yes.
We got into a relationship with the UK, EdExcel. That was the examining body for O-levels at the time, EdExcel.
Okay.
Yeah, and we developed a program for higher national certificate and eventually higher national diplomas, which was like next to a bachelor's, this is the next step. So it's like training higher technicians. So we didn't just train technicians, we trained higher technicians. And some of them, we were training middle management for the construction industry. That's what we were into, we were training.
At John, okay.
Yeah, at John D, yeah. And a lot of the guys sometimes, not, what is the name? Emil Elias and their firm, NH, they would advertise BSc or HNC. So, you cover HNC, you are competing with the BSc guy, because the BSc guy, he just came out of UE. He had to come and learn under the foreman and all these things, the practical reality of the job. Whereas the technician, who is already there, and he learned, at John D in his evening time, struggling, to develop the academic part of it, and he eventually, when he does a higher national, and it's before him to a bachelor's.
No, listen. That brings me to, because, in terms of like the work I do,
yes,
we go in that way in terms of setting up a school to do TVET.
TechVoc, right?
Yeah, technical, vocational.
Beautiful.
Technical and vocational education and training.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Now, I started to do a lot of research because I want to position myself as a industry expert in TVET and PLAR, prior learning.
Yes.
assessment and recognition.
Right, we had that in Johnny too. Yeah.
Right.
APL we call it.
Now, you just said to us that this place advertising for employees
Yeah.
and saying bachelor's
Or
or a TechVoc
TechVoc
qualification.
Exactly, yes.
Brother Lukman, have we been mismanaging how we present TechVoc or TVET? Because usually, if you're in a Brighton school, go Silver and learn a trade.
I see what
Go,
this come- I
if
see
you're in a
where
Brighton
you're coming
school, go John Dee and learn a trade.
Yeah.
Go Whitep and learn a trade. Right? When, because the research I've been doing saying that TVET or TechVoc
Yeah.
should not be presented as a second choice.
No.
It should not be presented.
No.
You fail your exams,
You could
go and do a trade
Yeah.
or a skill.
Yeah.
Because you just said that you're competing.
Yeah.
They're on the same level.
Yeah. We had programs where we took students who came in to do a craft course, like carpentry, plumbing, right? And we did a foundation course, a bridging course between the aircraft program and our technician program. It's called a foundation course, a bridging program. And they get on that bridge, and once they cross the bridge, they're in the technical stream. They move from the vocational to the technical stream. And some of them went on to do bachelor's, one of them did a master's, a guy who started off in plumbing. You know, so there's no these things. People are not aware of these things, but
Yeah, we sell it bad.
yeah, you're not aware of it. But you see, the TechVoc stream is stronger, and it's a practical. The practical reality of the thing is from.
No,
from
I
TechVoc.
I just keep a lot of my documents. It get wrong on me and all too. And I remember, because I didn't do good at secondary school, right? I left secondary school with basics.
Right.
At the time, 3s, so that, that is nothing. And I had tempted, somebody told me, go John Dee, And what licked me up with trying to get into John Dee, at least I think I had to, at that time, I had to do a math exam or something so.
Well, they had maths and English as qualifying.
That would have been, I left school in 88.
Okay.
So that could probably be 89.
Yeah.
I tried to get into
Depends on which course. You could have a qualifying
John Dee.
exam, maths and English, but it used to be like more a diagnostic kind of thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes out of that, someone you're seeing the potential because they had interviews for the students because they're choosing based on.
I'm sure I had those documents home in a file. I must go and look at it and see. Because I know I tried to get in John Dee back because again, you ain't do good in school.
Think so.
Go John Dee.
Yeah. No,
Go John Dee.
And you had some programs there, and and these programs are much more lucrative. Some of these programs are much more lucrative than the academic side.
I think we really sell this thing bad, boy. Yeah. In terms of and that is why you find young people not gravitating to quote unquote TechVoc or TVET.
TVET, yeah.
Oh, good, brother. Look, we could go on and on, eh? Now, we talk about all kind of things. We ain't let the viewers know he's a prolific poet, eh?
Me? No, that's come like mining goats,
That's what.
I just interfere people's business.
Hey, nah, brother. Listen to me. Alright, listen. Me ain't know you mining goat, me know you mining sheep, me say know you going to Dominica and getting wife all kind of thing. I know you as a poet, boss.
No, I just interfere people's business.
No.
Sometime,
We're not taking that. You can't come on this show. And listen.
Yeah, man. MashaAllah.
And you know what poem I want to hear?
Yeah.
What poem? I go down and rock your brain. What poem I want to hear?
Yeah.
Who make that child?
Who make that child, yeah.
Who make that? Wait.
Still relevant, yeah.
When I wrote that poem?
That was 2008. We had that.
But you wrote it for that? Or you wrote it before that?
It was before that.
I know that.
It was before that because I was in housing and I did it. I remember became Prime Minister after this, Dr. Rowley. He was in the audience at the time, and he told me, yeah, good one, good one. I remember him telling me that.
At least,
And that was when he
if you
was,
can't
he was
remember the
housing
whole
minister.
thing, give me a little something.
He was housing minister at the time.
Give me a little something, brother Lukman. Who make, listen, the man have a poem called Who Make That Child? You know? And that poem was relevant back then, and I feel like it's more relevant now, boy.
Yeah.
With the way society going, boy.
It ties, yeah, it ties.
So you're really asking yourself, you know, where that come from? You know, I was in a graduation last Thursday, and I was telling the audience, you know, that so this graduation was with Sue versus adolescents, and I did 2 graduations before a future speaker now. I did one for a preschool and one for a primary school, and I'm telling the audience, with the primary school graduation, some children this high, that high, you know, this size, that size, but they all around 11 and 12, because that's the age for writing SCA. And I'm saying, what goes into the mind of a man? Like how that the last child who grandfather put her in some car and she never make it home.
Yeah.
This 11-year-old or 12-year-old child.
Yeah,
You know?
wow.
So you have to ask yourself, in terms of the perpetrator,
Yeah.
who make that child? What seed you come from?
Yeah.
You know? Oh, listen, if you had to take more time on this show, oh God, I want to hear that poem, boss. You go, listen, we will close off with that poem.
Okay.
You want to close off with that? You'll close off with that
Yeah,
poem.
okay.
So viewers, alhamdulillah, what a moving and insightful conversation. I want to thank our guest, Brother Lukman Abdul Latif Haji, right, for sharing his story with us today. May Allah continue to strengthen our faith and guide us all on the straight path. If you have been touched, and you see that poem that's coming up, that we're going to close off with, we're going to mash you up. If you have been touched by what you have heard, remember that guidance is a mercy from Allah. Seek knowledge, ask questions, and reflect on the beauty of Islam. If you want to share your story, contact me, Brother Mtima, at 479-4510. And if you want to sponsor Islam Chose Me or any other program on IBN, contact Brother Hasib Majid at 795-5900. Right? 795-5900. So before we go, we're going to hear Who Make That Child? And remember to join us next Sunday, inshallah, for another episode of Islam Chose Me. So I want Brother Lukman to close off, please. Who make that child, Lord? Take it away.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I overheard some youth men liming in the hole, youth men with guns, youth men with no soul. A hitman start to boast. Well, I have 5 ghosts, and yet I walk free, although people see. No witness will testify. All witness afraid to die. But I wondered with a sigh, who make that child? Was it after a party? Is he a carnival baby? Were the parents high? Why they make that child? Another one take the floor. He said, I am a kidnapper from a man, 2 men, 2 women. I already stashed $1 million. One had to disappear without a trace. Too bad she saw my pretty face. I cut up that body real small, so they can't find it at all. This time, they almost heard me sigh, oh my, who make that child? Was it long after dark, in a lonely park? Is it in the back seat of a Mitsubishi that they had this baby? Well, not to be outdone, the rapist joined the fun. He said, my beat is young, soft meat. I call school girls at night and offer them a ride. Hard pong on my CD. One bound to ride with me. One try to deny me. She had to disappear without a trace. This time, they could almost hear me cry out, oh God, who make that child? Where is that mommy? Where is that mommy? Was she getting on wild and wassy? Did she nurse that baby caringly, lovingly? The last of the four, he said, I am a serious worker. I am not a joker. My beat is young. I rub people for gold. My favorite victims are old. Last time I was in a bad mood. I left babies playing in mud, blood, babies playing in blood. I listened in horror to this generation of vipers, monsters, subhuman mutants, devils in human form, killers with a smile, and I'm wondering all the while, who the hell made that child? Where is that daddy? Like he wasn't ready, like he was just on fun, just wanted to bust his gun and run and leave the mother all alone to bring a baby on her own. Satan's seed mixed up with man's seed to bring that breed. Listen, the bottom line to this rhyme, if you don't want that kind of child, man, before you plant your seed, get married. Make your children in the name of God. Teach your children to fear their Lord, otherwise you might be the one who will cry, why did I make that child?